How can you pay off a mortgage more quickly?
How to pay off a mortgage more quickly? Marry wealth. I don't know. I mean, more quickly, make more money.
Hi there, my name is Agata Nielsen. I work as a research consultant.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I'm a sociology student.
My name is Dina, and I'm a fitness trainer, a musician.
Hi, my name is Yvonne Liang. I'm an acupuncturist.
I'm Ross, I'm a copywriter.
Hi, I'm Mike, one of the financial coaches at Claro, and today we're going to be reacting to millennial views on buying a house.
How much do you need to earn to get a mortgage?
I think it depends on the price of the house that you're trying to get.
Not certain. My surprise was that when I actually went to the bank and I sort of jokingly said, only if I could get a mortgage, they would say, oh no, you would be eligible. Probably something like 25,000 per year.
I would assume to be comfortable in London, at least over 60K a year.
The amount of mortgage you get is like 4 times what your salary is? Or is it 2?
I think it all depends on what sort of mortgage you're trying to go for. Surely it's about the deposit more than the mortgage. Don't you have to save to get a deposit, and that's sort of for the mortgage? No?
So altogether there, they've kind of got the answer correctly. Basically, you don't need any minimum income whatsoever. It's just simply that you'd be offered as a mortgage a multiple of that income. So with most lenders, with most mortgage providers, you'd be offered anywhere between about 4 to 5 times your annual salary. And if you're buying with someone, their salary is included as well, so that could potentially double. Now, he's right as well in saying that you would need a deposit as part of that. So it's almost like a fail-safe for the lender to say that, if you default on this, we can then repossess the property and we'd have to sell it, and part of that is you fronting up some of the costs. But as far as the mortgage goes, all you need is that minimum 10% deposit for most lenders. There are schemes, but then also you get 4 to 5 times salary as the actual loan amount.
What support can you get to buy a house?
I know that there was a scheme, I don't think it's available anymore, which is Help to Buy ISA, and then government gives you up to £3,000 to help you buy the house, which is not that much, to be honest, but better than nothing.
I think I've heard, but I'm not sure, that you can now, if you get help from the government, you can actually use that money to put into housing, to put into mortgages, but don't quote me on that.
Help to Buy, but then the government owns like 50% of your house.
You can get loads of support now, I'm pretty sure. I think there's Help to Buy. You've got something called a LISA. Did some research on that the other day.
Being helped to put down like a deposit, but I do not know how much they give you, or I think it still would depend on how much you earn, where you live, how long you intend to.
Most common assistance for buying a house is probably, like was mentioned there, the lifetime ISA or the LISA, where basically if you're between the ages of 18 to 39, you can open one and you can save towards either buying your first property, or you can access it when you're 60, so towards retirement. Now, the main benefit of doing that is that you can save up to £4,000 in a lifetime ISA, and the government will top up by 25%. Generally, if I'm to oversimplify, if you can save for a 10% deposit of your property value, then usually that gives you the best options, the best mortgage rates, and the best flexibility. But if you're really, really struggling to do that, there are some government schemes available. Now, if you literally just type into Google what government schemes are available, there are quite a lot. Now, there is something as well called a family springboard mortgage, or that's one of the kind of many names that, depending on the lender, they'll have for it. And this basically enables, if your parents or anybody is trying to help you with the deposit, rather than just giving you that deposit and then having that form part of the property equity, they can actually put their money into a savings account that's linked to the lender, which acts as your deposit. So you technically need actually a 0% deposit to be able to get access to that property. Your parents or whoever it is will then have their money sit in that account, usually for anywhere around 5 years. They can then get that money back as you've continued to make repayments on time over that process. So great to aim for a 10%, but there is help available if you're struggling to do that.
What's the difference between an interest mortgage and a repayment mortgage?
Interest mortgage and repayment mortgage? I have no idea.
I've only ever heard of a mortgage. I didn't know there was a difference between an interest mortgage and a repayment mortgage.
I would imagine interest mortgage, you pay interest on top of the full price?
That I have no idea. I haven't heard about it.
No idea.
Yeah, not uncommon at all. So the majority of people would never have heard of an interest-only mortgage. So the most common mortgage is a repayment mortgage. And as the name suggests, over 25, 30, 35 years, whatever the term is, you repay over time until your balance eventually reaches zero and you own the property outright. Happy days. With an interest-only mortgage, this is far more common for buy-to-let properties, so basically like property investors, where they will take out a mortgage to purchase the property obviously, but then they'll only ever repay the interest over that same term. And so the potential problem with this is that you're then left with a massive mortgage balance at the end of the term, which you need to have a plan to repay. Basically, interest-only mortgages, you just pay the interest. The benefit is that the amount of interest is far, far lower than if you're repaying the capital at the same time. So for investors, that's a very, very good thing because they have a higher cash flow. But you are left with that massive, massive loan amount that you initially took, which you need to have a plan to repay somehow. So for most people, the only thing they'll ever have to worry about is a standard repayment mortgage. It's basically the most common if you're living in a house yourself. If you become a property investor, it might well be that you're exposed to interest-only mortgages. So just two to be aware of.
How can you pay off a mortgage more quickly?
I don't know. I would seek some professional help and guidance. Might be able to steer you in the right direction.
Get the money, pay it. What else?
I would assume you probably can go to the bank and talk with a consultant and maybe try to just adjust the amount of years. So I don't know if initially you were set up to pay it within 30 years, maybe you could go there and say that my financial situation would allow me right now to pay it within, I don't know, 5 years quicker.
I don't know, there's something like where you get a mortgage and then you're paying it and then you get another loan on the mortgage, then you use that, I don't know. Never mind.
How to pay off a mortgage more quickly? Marry wealth. I don't know. I mean, more quickly, make more money.
If you want to overpay your mortgage, you can simply overpay your mortgage. There are limitations though. So if you do have extra cash laying around and you want to do something with it and you want to pay down your mortgage, then the good thing is that for most lenders, anything you put extra above your minimum repayments is going to go towards repaying the capital, so nothing towards the interest, which is great. Limitations that you need to be aware of: the majority of people on a mortgage will be on a fixed rate. It's just the way that it is. And while you're on that fixed term where your interest rate is fixed, there are usually limitations where you can only overpay 10% of the property value per year. Now that's still usually a sizable amount and more than enough for most people. If you're on what's called a standard variable rate, where there is no fix, then you can basically have no limitations at all and you could clear it all in one go if you wanted to. But basically, if you want to overpay, contact your provider and make those overpayments. You can either do it in lump sums or in regular intervals. So thanks for watching. That has been Millennials' views on mortgages and buying a house. If you've got any thoughts yourself, pop them in the comment box below and don't forget to like and subscribe.